On February 17th, adversaries the United States and Iran held crucial indirect talks on Tehran's nuclear program in Geneva. After the negotiations, Iran said it had agreed on the guiding principles with the U.S. to resolve the long-standing dispute over its nuclear activities. Amid all the fruitful developments, the massive military buildup from the Iranian side is not adding up. Just a day earlier, on February 16th, the Iranian Navy launched live-fire drills in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, on February 18th, Iran's semi-official Fars news agency reported that Iran and its ally Russia will conduct naval drills in the Sea of Oman and the northern Indian Ocean on February 19th. The Russian corvette Stoiky has already arrived at the Iranian port of Bandar Abbas. The concerning part is that the joint drill will be conducted near the USS Lincoln. The United States Naval Institute published public tracking data about the location, the Times of Israel reported. The naval exercises are being conducted to test the readiness of operational units, review security plans, and rehearse potential scenarios to respond to possible military threats in the waterway. The maneuvers hint at growing military cooperation between Tehran and Moscow at a crucial time when Trump's tough guys, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, are in Geneva to douse tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Is this Putin's polite way of asking friend Trump to back off? Will Russia come to Iran's aid if U.S. forces launch another Operation Midnight Hammer? Question lingers in the air. Meanwhile, Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei maintained his tough rhetoric against the U.S. by openly threatening Trump. For 47 years, the U.S. hasn't been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic, he said, adding, this time, too, Trump will not succeed.
I am saying that we are free. These people are also martyrs because in the turmoil, the enemy tries to make it seem to them that they are right, so they say it. The President of the United States says that our army is the most powerful army in the world. The strongest army in the world, perhaps to such an extent. Sometimes it gets hit so hard that it can't even get up. They say, we sent a destroyer toward Iran, a very good destroyer. Of course, it is a dangerous device. But even more dangerous than the destroyer is the weapon that can take away the destroyer's power in the heart of the sea. In a series of public statements and formal remarks delivered quite recently to the gathered audience, he took the opportunity to express his thoughts and provide a detailed perspective on the current situation that everyone has been closely monitoring over the past few weeks. He said that he has frequently complained to his own people that for 47 long years, the United States of America has not been able to successfully eliminate the Islamic Republic, 47 long years. That America has not been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic. This is a good admission. I'm not saying you won't be able to do it either. In fact, they say a nation like ours, with this culture, this history, and these high values, will not be brought to its knees by corrupt leaders like those currently in power in America. Negotiations should take place, but honestly, this is not the time for negotiations. If negotiations are to happen, deciding the outcome in advance is a wrong and foolish thing to do. You say, let's talk and reach an agreement on the formula. So why are you determining the result beforehand? We absolutely must reach this agreement. It's foolish, and this is exactly the kind of thinking that comes from the Basij, the IRGC, and people like that.
Khamenei's threat comes after Trump subtly warned Iran on February 17th about the possibility of failed nuclear talks, and said, I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal.
What are you expecting from these Iran talks in Geneva tomorrow?
So I'll be involved in those talks indirectly, and they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. It's been typically Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators because we could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential. And we had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal.
Have you been told that a deal is next to impossible?
No, I think they want to make a deal. I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal. They want to make a deal.
Adding to the threats from the Iranian side, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi made it clear from the United Nations stage in Geneva that if the U.S. launches any attack on Iran, this time the consequences won't be confined to its borders. And Tehran is prepared to defend against any threat or aggression.
Iran has always been prepared to engage in meaningful and result-oriented negotiations. Any sustainable agreement must ensure the full recognition of Iran's legitimate rights, deliver tangible benefits, and be safeguarded against unilateral actions that undermine trust and credibility. According to these principles, and as a result of the good offices by our friendly countries in the region, which we are very grateful, a new window of opportunity has opened, under which we had the second round of the negotiations with the United States earlier today here in Geneva. We are hopeful that negotiation will lead to a sustainable and negotiated solution which can serve the interests of relevant parties and the broader region. At the same time, as demonstrated during the aggression of 13 June 2025, Iran remains fully prepared to defend itself against any threat or act of aggression. The consequences of any attack against Iran will not be confined to its borders. To conclude, Mr. President, I would like to emphasize that the Conference on Disarmament must overcome its paralysis and fulfill its mandate through the commencement of negotiations on a comprehensive nuclear weapons convention as an urgent necessity. Accountability is not punitive, it is preventive. Inaction in the face of nuclear threats, aggression, and double standards undermines the very foundations of international law. The choice before us is clear. Either we dismantle nuclear weapons, or they will one day dismantle us. Together we can work to achieve a world free of nuclear weapons.